Very good. Happy Friday to everyone out there. Happy Valentine's Day as well. Landon Hampton here with you to bring you your weather or not forecast, courtesy of On Target. Jumping right into it, folks, we are underneath a flood watch that will begin throughout the overnight hours tonight, and that's going to take us all the way through early morning on into midday on Sunday. We got copious amounts of rainfall that's on the docket. Not only that, folks, but we also have the opportunity at some severe storms that's going to come along with it. And those two events there working in tandem is obviously what's going to dominate the weather headlines here over the short term. Let's jump right into it. Taking a look here at the latest surface map, we have got high pressure that's built in overhead. That's provided clear skies across the region. We're going to have loads of sunshine to take in this morning, but folks, as the day wears on, this low pressure system is going to dive down to the south and east and then off to the north and east. And then this is going to open up for deep moisture to stream in here out of the Gulf of Mexico, thus resulting in an extraordinarily damp start to our weekend. All right, you can see some of the cloud cover down there to the south and west as well. We'll start out the day underneath sunshine, but more cloud cover will be apparent as we work and progress on throughout the day. D93 Skycam showing crystal clear skies over downtown Bowling Green. I'll be making the trip down there around the 7:30 a.m. hour to chop it up with the Tony Rose. You can tune in if you'd like. Peachtree News Skycam showcasing the moon and the stars out there with the clear skies being contributed to our neighbors just to our north and west up in Morgantown. It is a frigid start for us, folks. We've had temperatures that have plummeted all the way down into the mid and upper teens in some locations. Right here on the south side of Warren County, we've climbed just above the 20-degree mark. We'll be pegging highs this afternoon right around the mid-40s. So with some more sunshine in here, it's not going to feel as cold as yesterday, but there will still obviously be a little bit of chill in the air if you plan on spending any amount of time in the great outdoors. Let's jump right into it, folks. Here we are looking at high pressure. This thing is going to scoot off to our east here as we work throughout the day. Keep your eyes off to our west. Here comes that deepening low pressure system. Rain chances arriving during the pre-dawn hours of our Saturday, and then only just going to increase in coverage as we work into our Saturday morning. We get into our Saturday afternoon, folks, and then on into our Saturday evening time frame, progressing into the morning hours of our Saturday. We've been looking at this map here over the past couple of days, folks. Guidance has pretty much remained on track. Got the low pressure system that's going to cut right across or just north and west of the region. And folks, the exact track of that surface low is what's going to dictate those severe weather chances that's going to come along with this. Some of the latest model guidance has pulled that low a little bit further off to the north and west. That's opened up the warm sector, and it's going to allow us to get in on a little bit higher probability of strong and severe storms coming in here along with it. Let's give you the short-term breakdown. We work throughout the day. We're going to stay dry as a bone, and then we work into the overnight hours. Here we are working into the pre-dawn hours of our Saturday. Scattered light to moderate rain showers arriving out of the south and west. And then after sunrise, folks, those rain chances are simply going to increase. We have a warm front that's going to live north over the region, sending highs skyrocketing up to near the 60-degree mark as we work into the afternoon. You can see here, folks, working into mid-morning on into the early and mid-afternoon hours, the warm front lifts to our north, and with the low being pushed a little bit further off to the north and west, we might catch an hour or two here of a little bit of a lull in activity, at least not nearly as widespread of activity, before the cold front passes through here, folks. And you can see here, as we work into sunset in an hour or two after, this is whenever our severe weather threat is going to be maximized. We're going to be looking around the 5 to 8 p.m. time frame on Saturday, whenever we have this massive line of storms moves through. Again, folks, if that surface low cuts off just a bit more here off to the north and west, it's going to bring a higher severe weather threat in here. But right now, we're looking at a damaging wind threat coming along with this line of storms, and there will be a little bit of rotation available in the atmosphere that could result in a spin-up tornado or two coming along here with the line. You can see here as we continue throughout the overnight, by roughly midnight, the bulk of the rain is going to be off to our south and east, And then we're going to pour in winds out of the north and west that just might result in a brief changeover to a wintry mix or even light snow as we get into the early morning hours of our Sunday, all right? Here we are looking at what's going to unfold in regards to rainfall with the latest short-term model guidance. You will note as we work throughout the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow, we get light rain in here. And then, folks, watch as we work throughout our Saturday, and then in particular, Saturday evening. Going to be at the magnitude of 2 to 3 inches of rainfall on the ground by 2 to 3 p.m. tomorrow. And then we add a little bit more insult to injury on top of that with the passing of the cold front and the heavier rain chances. Note here with the latest model guidance, the heaviest rain corridor that yesterday was bisecting right across the Wobbles community has been shifted a tad off to the north and west. That's not terrible news. It's actually good news. But just a few miles, folks, if this gradient here was to travel, 10, 20 miles down to the south and east, it's going to put us right back into the bullseye. That is why we are keeping flood concerns very high with this particular weather maker. Taking a look here at the latest instability values, take a look as it arrives out of the south and west. Here we are working throughout our Saturday, and then in particular, the Saturday evening time frame, we got a little bit of instability up here, folks. It's not overly concerning. I don't have high confidence that we're going to see severe weather, but it is worth noting that the threat is there with what we're looking at here, all right? In addition to that, folks, take a look here at the latest flood forecast here across the region. Barren River Lake looks to be in ship shape, but folks, as we work over here to Drakes Creek, it is very high. Y'all traveled around Fillmore Park going down 231, looking at Drakes Creek there in and around Alberton. We've already got some floodwaters over there, folks, and by the time we roll into Sunday and Monday, we are going to be right on the cusp of a moderate flood stage. We jog off to our north and west. Take a look at the Barren River here in Bowling Green is expected to hit moderate flood stage. And then, folks, we even get a little bit more concerning as we head up to the north and west across Butler County with the Green River. We're going to be right on the cusp of a major flood stage between Sunday and Monday. So those of you in and around the flats of Woodbury, going across where the Moore Boys form out 403, where they farm, and heading towards the Green River there in Woodbury, all of you living in these flood-prone areas need to have a plan in place to maybe avoid any of these flood threats and taking the necessary precautions to keep you, your family, and your loved ones safe. We work over here into Rochester. It's a similar scenario, going to be reaching right along moderate flood stage there in that point in time as well. So, folks, we just showed you 4 of those gauges we're looking at that signifying moderate to major flood zones. So please be aware of that and take that to the bank and protect you and your family, all right? Taking a look here at the latest from the Storm Prediction Center, they have expanded that slight risk, the level 2 out of 5 in the yellow coloration, to be budding right up along the southwestern border of the Wobbles community. We are currently underneath a marginal risk. I would not be surprised at all if guidance continues in the same trends that we've been seeing, that will be included in a higher severe weather risk if that warm sector is able to open up, with that low being further displaced off to the north and west as well, all right? So again, flood watch details will be in effect during the pre-dawn hours of our Saturday, taking place all the way through and into our Sunday. And you can see, folks, that flood watch has been expanded. The entire Commonwealth of Kentucky is included in that. And the total amount of rainfall coming along with this is going to be anywhere on the magnitude from roughly 3 to 5+ inches of total rainfall. You can see there where the heavier rain corridor has been shifted just to our north and west. We just looked at that on the latest short-term model guidance. But folks, confidence is medium to high with this. And as we get closer to time, that confidence is only going to grow. This is going to result in potential aerial flooding. We're going to be looking at river flooding and the possibility even flash flooding for a couple of hours here whenever we get underneath the heaviest rainfall that will be taking us through the start of the weekend. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast, courtesy of our friends at Ohio Valley Insurance. It's going to be sunny this morning and then clouds taking over as the day wears on. Mid-40s for highs. Flood watch, widespread showers and storms overnight throughout our Saturday and into our Saturday night. Strong and severe storm threat from roughly late afternoon through early evening on Saturday. Opportunity of a bit of a wintry mix that's going to roll in here on Sunday. We roll in the President's Day, and it's going to be partly sunny and much colder. Tuesday, clouding up ahead of our next weather maker. We're continuing to watch the Tuesday night into Wednesday time frame like a hawk, because folks, take a look at what's going to unfold after that, and this is how we're going to finish up this morning's forecast video. We're going to catch a lull in activity there Monday into Tuesday, but folks, all eyes is going to be on this deepening low opening up from Colorado down across the Gulf. With the current placement of this, we could be getting in on a accumulating snowfall event as early as Tuesday night, continuing all the way through our Wednesday, as you can see here. And then, folks, the cold pattern flips, and we're going to have, it would appear, colder and below average temperatures all the way through the end of February. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Friday morning Valentine's Day edition of your Weather or Not forecast, brought to you by On Target. Save that line right there, folks. It's the emergency line, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in case you run into any flooding concerns this weekend.